You can see already jumping onto their sides. Do a quick little roll call. And for the Triple Ds, we got Draco God King, Shinigami, and Soggy Beer up against Crouton Dusk, Flying Narwhal, and Porcupine Duck. It's already back over to this right wall, and Crouton trying to make an early play back over towards the blue net. Not going to be able to find it. Soggy wants to go through and get a shot, but Narwhal slides across, denying anything. But Draco wants to try and set up another shot, and it's going to be a potential pass back over to Shinigami, but can't quite find the net. And now he's just trying to see if he can find anything over here in front of the box. Can't. Narwhal gets the ball, a wide open net, and will sink it across the line to find the first goal of game number 1. 25 seconds in, and it comes off a back and forth affair, just fighting for ball possession, and finally SNRF able to find it and able to sink it across the line. Kickoff goes slow, and Draco already fast on that, going to be able to get straight back over to the wall, gets a shot towards the net, but Porcupine jumps off the wall, going to insert himself immediately, and already they're trying to turn this into a counterattack, and Porcupine's so close to hitting there onto what would have been a pass play back to himself off a teammate. Does not quite hit, and that leaves Shinigami with a shot over at this net. Does take it. My watch going to, of course, hear me saying something and assume I'm talking to her, but I'm not. And Crouton Dusk going to start trying to play towards this ball. It's back over towards mid. Draco takes a shot. Porcupine there to deny. It's a slow one towards the corner, and it's not going to be allowed to find the net. Back over here on the wall, Shinigami trying to prevent this ball from going into the blue corner. He will, but Narwhal catching it off the clear and is going to reinsert himself into this play to boom it back over into the blue. Now you can see Narwhal just trying to get a back pass going, but he hits it back over towards his teammates who jump out of the way, and I mean, it's a little risky to go for a back pass in that situation, but obviously the comms just not there. A little bit of a miscommunication, and that leads to an equalizer. So 1 goal scored from both teams now, and Shinigami trying to get a second. Isn't quite going to be able to do it. Crouton going up and meeting him, but Soggy wants to try and set something up here. Can't quite get it on net. Narwhal to clear away. And Shinigami just a little too low beneath that ball, but Narwhal can't find the inside of the box. It's back over now towards mid, and Crouton trying to go up to meet Soggy, and he does, and Narwhal getting bumped. This ball looking very dangerous in front of the orange box. It is just bouncing back and forth as Soggy takes it over towards the backboard, and it's Narwhal just leaving it there for Porcupine. Does not want to hit that into any sort of situation where the blue side's going to be able to take advantage. They play it a little more slow. They are able to try and fight this out of their own end. And Crouton, what a shot. A double commit on defense, but the ball gets saved away. And now it's Draco just denying Porcupine's follow-up shot. He does. And now he's going to be the last man back there to try and sink a follow-up of his own towards the net. Can't quite find a touch onto that ball on the wall. And now it's Shinigami just trying to slip it past, trying to see if he can bang it over into at least a center, and finds it now in the corner, but with meager boost, he's going to be having to play out here, but does get gifted this back corner, and now he's able to start trying to get this over to the teammates. Soggy seeing an opportunity, just a little slow on the jump, and Porcupine strikes. He's going to be trying to get this centered up. It's rolling over towards the net, but can't quite find it. Soggy hitting it back towards mid, and Narwhal tries to aggress that, tries to force the issue, but it just gets sent over towards this left wall, and now you're seeing it's just a back and forth fight for possession. Soggy Beer tries to take that shot, but again, just wide of net. We're almost into the final 100 seconds, and a very risky situation there, but the ball cleared away. Narwhal wants to try and center this up, or potentially shoot it. It's going to center. Oh, and Draco goes for a clear, but doesn't quite manage to clear it away as dominatingly as he would have liked, and now he's going to have the opportunity to do it once again. Tries to take it low onto his car. Not going to be allowed to for too long by the SNRF side. And Triple D is still trying to find some way just to get themselves a lead. And SNRF, they've had shot after shot here. And Crouton getting that ball so close to the line. But Shinigami able to play patiently. Able to get himself behind it and clear that away. And Crouton, he's got to be pissed, because that ball was in front of that net. It was just bouncing along that line for so long. And Shinigami is able to slip in and clear it away. So now it's back over towards the top of the pitch. Soggy now wants to try and see if he can get this ball out of his own end, but not quite being able to. Narwhal to follow through, and another pass coming through. Draco to hit it back into the corner. And they're just trying right now on the Triple Ds everything they can to get it away, but look at the aggression out of SNRF. They're staying close to this ball, they're staying close to the net, and they are just applying so much pressure that it is hard to find any way at getting it clear, but finally a miss happens. Crouton trying to follow through and turn it into an opportunity, and it does bounce over in front of the net, but Narwhal with a missed connection, Porcupine with a shot, but it's wide of net, and the follow through going to be denied as well. 24 seconds left on the clock. And Narwhal looking to try and get this ball back into the blue. Any goal now could essentially cinch up the game. And both teams just hunting for it at this point. Soggy not going to be able to redirect that one in. And Narwhal just does not want to allow it to drop anywhere near that box. 6 seconds to go. And it looks like we might be finding ourselves in overtime. But the ball in front of the orange, it's centering up. It's going to be a shot, but it touches the ground. And oh my goodness, it's overtime in game 1, 1-1. Crouton taking an initial hit, and the ball going to lob deep into the blue. Soggy has to go up. Can't quite hit the connection. Neither can Shinigami, but the shot's not on. It's back over to Soggy, who wants to try and clear this away. Isn't going to be able to do it initially, but Narwhal, an awkward retreating angle, not going to be able to redirect it. Now Shinigami looking to try and set something up. Crouton sees it, reads it, goes for the shot. Soggy playing back, just wants to deny it, and Narwhal going to be able to stand in his way. Draco gets it back over towards the orange box, but once again, just a fight for possession. Nice win there by Soggy, grabs the mid boost, gets that ball boomed over in front of that orange net, and now the counterattack gets to start to mount over here for the Triple Ds, and it is just right now a back and forth fight because nobody is letting up on the defense. It is a very defense heavy game in this match right now, and it's going to be interesting to see how next game goes off after we see the conclusion of this one. But once again, another shot just not finding its way into the net. Crouton a little bit too wide. Hits that crossbar, ricochets away, and now Narwhal wants to try and capitalize. Can't quite get a lot of power behind it, but does manage to at least insert himself into the play. Managing to at least get that ball away from some of the blue side defenders as well, but Shinigami wants to mount an attack. A hit off the wall, it's back over to Dust, and now it's bouncing towards the blue. Soggy trying to get this away, but he does touch it mid. That does deny the hit from the player in his corner. It is a little bit of a risky play, but it works out. It's back over now towards Crouton, who takes the shot. Draco has to clear, and it's a beautiful one back over into the corner. Narwhal wants to set something up. He goes for the lob. The first misses, but Soggy doesn't, and now it's back over towards this blue corner. Back to Shinigami. He wants to dribble this across. Not going to be allowed to keep it for too long, though, and Soggy a backflip to clear it away. But Porcupine immediately into the air, trying to just maintain that possession. Crouton to meet in a 50, and Shinigami wins it, but the ball not on target. Narwhal's able to clear it away. Soggy to refollow. Porcupine doesn't hit it, but it's not on net. Once again, Soggy just ever so off of the net. It is so close every single time he's hitting it, but it's always just like a few pixels over to the right and bangs into that crossbar. And now you're seeing Soggy once again trying to set up an attack. It's a little bit wide. It's back over to Narwhal. Now a boom downfield. A nice flick in, and it's going to be hit just barely high by Draco and cleared away by Soggy. Not going to allow Crouton to get any sort of dominating hit on that one. And now Narwhal sees an opportunity perhaps to reinsert himself and does try to go in for a little bit of an aggressive shot. Gets it back over towards the blue corner. You can just see SNRF playing defensively. They do not want to leave that goal open. They know how dangerous giving any sort of opportunity to these guys this deep into the game is. They're about 8 minutes in at this point, and Narwhal gets another shot at net. Draco denies, earns himself a medal for the effort. And that's going to be back over to Soggy now, who wants to try and win out against Dust. Not going to be able to. Met in a 15, it's back over to the wall. Narwhal to play this off. Goes off the wall, gets an initial touch. It's centering, but two players off of this already, trying just to boom it away. Shinigami gets a demo, but not going to be able to get the ball. It's back over in front of the blue net, rolling along the corner, but Draco retakes it, takes it back over towards this ramp, and starts to hit it once again back over into the orange. Once again, it is just back and forth defensive showings out of these players. Very rarely do we see more than one, maybe two players on this ball, and right now it's hard to say that's not a strategy that's working because neither of these teams can break through the defense of the other, and you can just see how much they're trying to deny it. And that shot just gonna bounce down from the top crossbar, and finally SNRF are able to find a goal. I thought for sure that would be a clear. Crouton touches it, almost manages to sink it in, and the crossbar denies, but Narwhal doesn't. Gets up in time to get one more hit, and in 9 minutes we get a conclusion with SNRF going up 1-0. A 9-minute game concludes with SNRF taking a 1-0 lead in the best of 5, looking to try and turn it into a 2-0 one as they get up to match point. The kickoff comes through. It's over into the orange right off the bat, but Crouton fast on it, does not want to allow it back into their end for a second. Narwhal, more aggression out of him, just trying to pressure this once again over into the box, and Porcupine Duck, he has a defender already flying up to meet him on that ball, but it does not matter. He jumps up and just hits it straight by him, forcing a pinch into that net. 11 seconds in, it's the orange with the first goal. And now, once again, it's the Triple Ds on the back foot. Draco taking a shot at net, it's just wide. Shinigami trying to see if he can get a wheel on it before falling off. Now leaves himself in a position to try and just refight for this, but not able to get up in time. Does not exactly have the most boost, but he is just trying to fall back and fight this before it gets hammered towards the net. It does get hammered, but a little bit wide of net, and that allows this blue-sided team some opportunities just to regroup, reassess, and fight back into it. Now back over onto the corner. It's a center down towards net, and it's met by Porcupine, but it is not going to stay that way for long as a double touch off of the enemy manages to smack it into the net, and a great 1-1 equalizer will allow now for a 4-minute 16-second clock on a 1-1 game. And Narwhal wants to try and get that lead right back, goes for an aerial shot, it's a little too high, and now with 4 minutes left to go, it's still anybody's game. We saw last time an equalized game from very early on, around the halftime mark, and still we saw ourselves fighting into overtime. It seems like a much more aggressive play out of SNRF this time, but it was the Triple Ds forced to play back on defense for most of the last game, so it's going to be interesting to see if, as this game progresses, they continue for this heavy defensive play, or if they'll try to switch it up and get some aggression into the arsenal. But right now, a little bit of a back and forth affair. The ball sent sky high over towards the blue net, but Shinigami not going to allow it for long. It's going to be on top of his car. He wants to try and dribble it in, but Narwhal going to pinch it away back over towards the orange corner. And now the other orange corner, as Draco's now the one being forced off the ball. It's going to be touched towards mid. All three players for the Triple Ds trying to set up for it, trying to see if they can get back in. But right now, it is not looking likely because it is boomed immediately away. And now it's into the blue corner. They need another clear just to try and open this up. And SNRF, they have looked mortal, and right now they're making their opponents look mortal because a little bit of an unfortunate touch, an awkward situation with this ball where Soggy lands it on his car, and then he gets met by both of his teammates. No real opportunity to get that ball away without risking hitting it into his own net. And that just leads to centering it up for SNRF. Another goal scored by them, and the 1-goal lead won right back. Shinigami wants to set up a shot. Does manage to get a pass back over to Soggy Beer, but not able to land it there in time. And what is that out of Narwhal? He takes it off the ramp and just dribbles it into that bottom right corner. Not going to allow that player in net to even try. Draco getting there like half a second too late. Maybe not even that. What a close one there on the defensive line, but once again, SNRF getting their way back into another lead. And one thing we've saw to these kickoffs, but oh my goodness, it's hard to talk about what's going well in the kickoffs when right now it is just an issue of keeping this ball out of your net. But nonetheless, 4-1, and we have seen that the kickoffs have been favoring Triple Ds in a lot of these situations where it's just playing slow towards mid, right off the bat, giving them early opportunities to fight in for it. Once again, it happens. This time they take advantage of the opportunity, and they are not able to deny it on the SNRF side. 2 minutes 30 with a 2-goal lead now for the Orange. And once again, those kickoffs have been going that way so many times for Triple D's, and it's good to recognize from them that they have the opportunity to try and play it fast, play it towards net. And yes, you're capitalizing off a mistake there, but they capitalized off one of yours, so it's all fair in love and war. Right now, Narwhal wants to try and get the 3-goal lead back. It's over in front of the net, but it's going to be Crouton to sink in the shot. A hat trick for himself to secure a hat trick lead for SNRF. And they are trying to stranglehold this game right now, and just to make sure that it doesn't slip away. They want that match point. They want to try and get this over with before any sort of issues can come up and give them any opportunity to lose out in the best of 5. And right now, they're looking poised to win game number 2 if they can just hold on to this lead, and the Triple Ds need to try and find some way in these final 2 minutes of cracking the code, because right now, a nice save there to deny a 4th shot in from Crouton. But Narwhal once again forcing the issue. Ball back over in front of this blue net. Trying to double touch pass it back to himself, and it's Crouton to try and take the ultimate shot, but Narwhal with no boost, forced to try and redirect it towards net. Not going to be able. Final 100 seconds. And it's still finding itself deep over into the blue side. Draco can't quite hit the shot, sees the player coming for him, and doesn't quite know if he'll be allowed to take that angle, and a banger from the orange side of the pitch, just going to land in a 4th lead. As right now, SNRF looking like a wildly different team from game 1. It seems like they were using that opportunity to try and just hone their shots, get ready to come into this one and bang them all out, and right now, 2-6. They are accomplishing just that. Draco meeting the ball, gets it deep over into the orange. It's now on this corner, and you can tell he's trying to set up for some sort of clear away. Wants to play off of these orange side defenders. Does play off one, can't play off Porcupine, and now it's Soggy to try and set something back up. Can't quite get it away from Dust, and now it's Shinigami just trying to see if he'll be allowed to get this ball back over into the orange. He takes it up the wall. It's back into the corner. And now, with 62 seconds, it's just going to be these players trying their best to just stabilize, try to find some sort of game plan going into game number 3. But right now, for the Triple Ds, it's looking almost done and dusted. They're going to need a goal about every 9 seconds to be on pace to tie this one up. And we've seen throughout the past few minutes, it has been the SNRF show in this pitch. Back over towards the right wall. Draco just half a second too slow to it, and that allows Narwhal just to go open up the net and sink in a 6th goal in the lead. Sorry, Porcupine Duck a 2nd for him. And once again, just such dominance right now out of SNRF. 40 seconds to go. At this point, it's damn near formality, because 6 goals in this little of an amount of time, gonna be unlikely, but there's the first. Soggy allowed to land one straight in under the top crossbar, closes the gap to 5. The next kickoff underway, and these are gonna have to be lightning fast shots. It's over towards mid. Draco a little too far committed, not gonna be able to capitalize onto that shot, and it's just gonna be killed there by Narwhal. Just killing time, that's all they need to do, SNRF. They don't even need to hit this ball towards net, but of course they're gonna. You're seeing back over towards this blue corner now, where Soggy trying once again just to clear it out of his own end. Not quite going to be able to right off the bat, and now Narwhal wants to set it back over into an aerial play. Not quite going to be able to do it, and you're going to see SNRF with an 8-3 scoreline steal away game number 2 in convincing fashion, and now we'll be at match point heading into game number 3. A strong showing from SNRF in Game 2, wildly different from the affair we found ourselves in the first one. And now it's going to be a question of, do we see the Game 2 SNRF, or are we going to see a wildly new Triple Ds? As going into this one, it is going to have to be a strong game out of the blue now if they want to try and set up for the reverse sweep. Shinigami wants to try and open it up. His first shot denied, trying to set up a pass. but the lob going to be caught as well. Soggy reading it out. It's back over to Crouton Dust, who gets it cleared away, and Narwhal wants to try and touch it back off the wall to set up a shot. It's going to be a lobbed one, but just barely off the crossbar. This man being stolen every single shot he tries to get. The goddess of crossbars is just not allowing it. And finally, he gets one off the top that bounces on the line, and the crossbar once again proves to be a resounding foe as the SNRF side boom it off to get it away. 50 seconds expired, no goals to show for it from either team, and you gotta feel for Soggy Beer on this one because what an unfortunate situation. How many shots has he had that have been so close to finding the inside of the box and are just getting denied, and a lot of the time just by that good old friend, the crossbar. But back over into the blue, 75 seconds already expired, trying to find the first goal here still. You're seeing they're definitely playing a little bit more defensively, SNRF. They know that they don't quite need to, but they don't want to allow any opportunities for Triple D's to try and come in and open it up. And the slow play works out as the final man back, forced out of his station. Crouton Dust being a little bit too much of a threat. Draco commits, leaves the net, and Narwhal comes over to claim the shot into the void he had just created. 3 minutes 30. We find ourselves a 1-goal lead for SNRF. Will they be able to further capitalize? Narwhal wants to try and hit an aerial shot. He goes for a flip reset. A little bit overzealous there in that scenario. You had a few too many defenders in your way, but still going to be able to try and play this one back away, and now you're seeing it's just a fight right now over towards the right side. Draco catching the ball, boomed deep into their end, and Narwhal going to try and capitalize off a back pass from the blue. A ballsy back pass to make when you have an orange side offender that close to your box, but it is still going to work out. 1 goal only scored right now from SNRF, so we are within overtime territory if they can find one more onto net here on the Triple Ds. And you're seeing Soggy Beer trying to set up for something. Crouton Dust also trying to move in, but neither of these players able to find an uncontested net, so the shot's going to be denied. Narwhal tries to open it up with one of his own, and Draco forced into yet another save, but Crouton falling back saves his shot as well, and it just seems like an exchange of blows right now. Every single thing that Triple D's is doing, SNRF's doing, and everything SNRF's doing, Triple D's is replicating as well. But the only thing separating these two teams right now is the fact that there is a big juicy 1 on the scoreboard for SNRF and the goose egg for Triple D's as that 1 doubles into 2 as Narwhal takes advantage, stealing a ball straight off the hood of one of those defenders. You thought maybe Draco can just get up and block that with the 50, but too fast there. Narwhal slips it past him, and now a 2-goal lead needs to be overcome here by the blue, and they only have 2 minutes to do it. Soggy not going to be able to get that one on net. It's back over towards this right wall, and Shinigami tries to go up and take the shot, but not quite going to be able to. It's going to find its way back over into the orange and almost into the final 100 seconds now. We're going to definitely have to see a more aggressive play coming out of Triple D's, and we are seeing them try to start shifting towards it, but the ball very close to this blue goal yet again. Shinigami forced to go back to save, but a lob finds its way over in front of the box, and Porcupine Duck just denying once again, gets in front, going to backflip it back into the corner, and they've already exhausted so much of the time here. We're about at the 70-second mark, and still no goals found here from Triple D's. A bump into mid too from Porcupine just to deny anything from Shinigami. We find ourselves about to be in the final minute. The ball deep into the orange, but Porcupine killing it back over towards the corner. They're just trying to get something set up right now, and finally an opportunity. Soggy Beer sees it bouncing towards him, but cannot quite find himself in front of that ball. And you're going to see it is just going to be Crouton Dust. A crisp shot. Very nice. And going to be able to really just hit it right down along that midline. And really, I mean, that's about as straight as he could have been in that position. Straight back over to Narwhal. who just tries to touch it back over towards the wall. They are just looking to kill time now, SNRF. Obviously, they'll be hunting for a few more goals, and that fourth one going to be denied right there along the line. Narwhal already back in the orange, just ready to deny anything coming his way. The demo comes through, and now it's just going to be an immediate play back over into the blue side. 25 seconds. And unfortunately for the Triple Ds, this is just looking like a commanding game coming out of SNRF after game one. They've just seemed in such firm control of this ball. And with 13 seconds, 12, we might see one more goal coming out of the Triple Ds, but SNRF not even looking to allow that. Crouton just deep in this blue, looking to try and deny for as long as they can. And you'll see now just trying to keep it alive at the very end. Good old rule 2. But as the shot bounces back towards the blue net for a fourth time in that game, we'll find ourselves with a 3-0 victory for SNRF. And for them, a 4-1 scoreline in the season.